Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, have we got a hot show for you tonight, live from 438 Massachusetts Avenue, courtesy of Anagolia Productions at CCTV. You saw them just 2 weeks ago at Ray's famous birthday bash, devouring a giant lemon cake, and they're here for you tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Anything Goes with Larry and Ray. Woo! All right, let's go.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That is right.
All right,
yes.
Beautiful. All right. So, Raymond, by the way, this is our season 2 season finale.
Season finale, season 2. Episode 6. No, episode 6.
Season 2.
We're not good at math,
we do
but
basically,
our studio audience is. So.
Right, we do 6 episode seasons.
Right.
So this is the finale. So we have a fantastic guest on today's fun finale, which we'll get to in a moment. We want to tease the audience a little bit.
Oh, it'll tease them.
Don't we?
Beautiful day out today.
It is a beautiful day. By the way, I didn't even tell you.
Yeah.
I'm parking right in front of this place.
How do you get a spot like that? I drove around like half an hour. I'm in construction. There's a crane over me.
Yeah.
You know, I think our guests maybe had trouble parking. Maybe it was crazy.
Well, you know what I did? I took a nap, as you know.
Yeah, you sure did.
Rejuvenated me.
Yeah.
Yet I was running late.
You look very refreshed.
But I was waiting for karma to take effect.
Finally, it did.
And karma took effect.
And it took season 2, episode 6 for that karma to take effect.
Yeah, normally I park in Watertown.
You really do.
So this worked out pretty well.
So anyway, this is great. We have a wonderful guest. And his lovely wife is with us too in the studio audience. I don't know if we can coax her up later, but we'll see. Quick shout out to nephew Zach, who you know very well.
That's true.
My nephew's graduated. I think he graduated about 2 hours ago.
That's right. Zach, can I say his last name? Or
Zach C.
Zach C. All right, we don't
graduated from Suffolk. Congratulations, Zach.
Well, if we give out the whole name, maybe we can get him a job.
Yeah, well, it might work the other way too. So he likes being incognito.
Actually, you can call in if you're looking for a fantastic young gentleman. Really no work experience, but tons of enthusiasm, aptitude, and attitude.
Unbridled enthusiasm.
Unbridled enthusiasm.
He's unbridled.
Right, just call the show and we will connect you and you can have a fantastic intern. Didn't he say he worked the first month for free?
No, he's negotiating behind the scenes. But he will be on the show with his lovely girlfriend in a few weeks.
That's
hopefully.
True.
We're negotiating that as well. So what's going on before we bring our guests on?
It's been 2 months since we had our last show.
It's been way too long.
There's always been a problem this year. We're on the third Sunday of every month, and there's always been holidays. But, of course, the studio they don't have my contact information.
Right, so we'll pull up there wondering why there's all these parking spaces.
Right?
It's because it's a holiday and they're not
open.
Right,
so for example, it was Easter Sunday about a month ago, even though they were open.
Yep.
It's hard to get, people's attention on Easter Sunday. They're busy having, what?
Easter things.
Chasing the Easter bunny.
Of course, yeah.
Having a delicious ham, a turkey, various types of Easter.
Wait, do we have a call coming through? Did I see? Maybe not. No, it's just a reflection.
We might get a call.
Number's up there, 617-876-0055. Who's ever interested, maybe when our guest comes up, we'll get some calls. Tell me about your trip to, or was it Barcelona?
I went to Barcelona the last week of March. It was a family trip. We went to visit my nephew who's studying abroad. I went with my sister, my brother-in-law, my brother,
the whole family.
Wife. There were like 8 of us.
Are you sure it was a vacation?
It wasn't really a vacation. I needed a vacation after that vacation.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Yeah. The vacation was fantastic. It was really getting there and coming back. Yeah. Mostly coming back.
What happened? Any mishaps?
Well, there's always a mishap.
There's always, who am I talking to? Of course there's a mishap.
There's always an incident when you look in my direction.
Yeah.
So we had to drive out. We went out of New York because we have a little dog, and we only let my in-laws take care of the dog because we treat her like a princess. So we had to drive to New York to drop off the dog. We flew out of JFK. Everything went great, but on the way back, we arrived about 40 minutes early, and all these planes were unloading at the international terminal, and there were probably 1,000 people at customs ahead of us. So it probably took 2 hours just to check out.
It's the worst.
Right?
The worst.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
So I complained to a few people.
Just a few.
While I was there. Yeah.
That probably took longer.
It didn't help me though. Usually,
of course it does.
When
you complain. I'm talking to a man who sends back his entree an average of 3 times every time we go to eat.
I heard the squeaky wheel gets the grease, but in my case...
I think it's extra grease, which you don't really need.
It doesn't always work out to my advantage.
So Barcelona, all things considered,
it was a beautiful city. The food was fantastic. They have this amazing church there called the Sagrada Familia, which they started building in the 1880s.
Are they still building it?
It's still going on because they ran out of money. And then the architect went door to door, actually, in Barcelona to try to fundraise. And he did collect money for a while. and they're still building it. But it's like a ballet going on. There's probably at any one time over 1,000 people visiting the church, and there's cranes going on all around.
So nobody's
here.
ever been in the church. They visited the church.
Well, we go inside.
Okay.
The
very
stained
nice.
glass, and there's amazing, beautiful architecture built into the side of this church.
Mm-hmm.
It's really the Bible, and each side of the church has a different kind of scene.
Nice.
You know, like the birth of Jesus on one side, and all kinds of things going on
Sounds
all
cool.
around the place.
Now you're traveling everywhere. You went to Dominican.
I
couple
also went
weeks
to the
back.
Dominican Republic. I was trying to track down Big Papi.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you find him?
And I didn't find Big Papi, but I found Big Mommy.
And you found a nice cigar for me. It's funny because
I
you
did,
thought,
yeah.
and I'll tell our studio audience, I don't know if you're cigar smokers at all, but occasionally I enjoy a good cigar. Larry brought me, as one of my birthday gifts, this beautiful cigar, thinking it was a Dominican cigar because he just got back from the Dominican. He swore it was Dominican. I look at it and it says Havana. It says Monte Cristo No. 2, which is perhaps the finest cigar in the world. He still insisted it was a Dominican, but after a couple of puffs, believe me, it was Cuban. You actually inadvertently got me a fantastic Cuban cigar, so thank you.
I sometimes fall backwards into good fortune.
You really did.
But without further ado, because as you know how time gets away from us, why don't we introduce our fantastic guest?
You got a nice guest coming
before
up.
you know it, the show's over. So, without further ado, let's see who we have with us today. Oh, it is Robert Megerdichian. Yes, everybody, a fantastic, well-known artist in the region. Robert has an acclaimed baseball glove restoration and repair business here in Cambridge, and he is known for his amazing attention to detail. He is also the custodian of his father's highly unique metal miniatures business. His father's name is Abe. I looked that up. And that will soon be seen, if not now, in the Cambridge Art Museum, I believe. But Robert will tell you a little bit about that as well. He has two wonderful sons, Greg and Eddie. One is in baseball, and the other has, I'm sure, another profession. Perhaps Robert will share that with us. He has a loving wife, Becky, who was here with us today in the studio audience.
We got to pay her a lot to get her here, too.
That's right. We did, didn't we? And we understand she oversees all of his movements. Robert was featured recently on a Nesson broadcast, and he's here for you tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Robert Megerdichian.
Come up right here, Robert.
Come on up, Robert. We're going to push over here.
We're very close
The
family.
studio has a lot of production dollars to spend, so we didn't spare by adding an extra chair.
Really. We brought this
Here
chair
we
from
go.
home, actually.
Right. Hello, Robert. Great to see you. It's been a long time coming. Nice to have you on our
Robert,
show.
it's a pleasure.
I know everybody's centered, right? I think we look
Are we
good,
okay?
right?
Let's get a little to get you move
Yes,
over,
Mr.
Robert.
Robert
Here we
Megerdichian.
are.
Larry not only napped, but he showered earlier, so
That's
we're all
true.
good to go.
So
Yeah.
Raymond, who was also a baseball historian, and Robert, who restores baseball gloves. I think it's a perfect combination. I'm
Just
gonna try
commenting
to-
on his shirt. I love the Sox
That's right.
logo. Looks very nice. I don't know if our cameras can pick that up. There it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Are
And
we in
feel
color?
free
Are
to
we in
follow-
color yet? Can we afford color here?
We look at I like the green, by the way.
Yeah,
think
I
that
like the green
backdrop is
background.
perfect for
Yeah,
us.
it's nice.
It
I like
really
it.
shows off Robert's beautiful red and blue Red Sox
Yeah,
shirt.
it's tasteful without
Yeah.
being gaudy. It looks
There
very
you go.
nice.
Interesting. So why don't you start?
Can I
us
jump
off?
in with some questions? So,
Absolutely.
what I want to know is, what inspired you? How did you get into the sort of glove repair business? Wait, and how long ago did it
So
start?
it goes back to my older son Greg,
Greg, yep.
who was playing with the Spinners.
Oh, the Lowell Spinners. Wow.
Wow.
Well,
Not the Lowell Spinners, the Cambridge.
The singing group, the Spinners?
I love the Spinners.
I do too, but I think there's different Spinners.
Well, there's a different spin. Greg was playing with the Cambridge Spinners,
Got
who
it,
took the
okay.
same logo that the Lowell
Lowell
Spinners
Spinners
had,
did, yeah.
based on the spinning. I was at a game like I always did.
Yeah.
And he's been playing since he was about 6.
Wow.
He didn't play last season because he had a little elbow injury. But
Mhm.
up until then, he had been playing with that team for about 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I was at the park and the kid came in, and I think he was a little upset that he had dropped the ball
Mm-hmm.
from the outfield. And so I said to Greg, "What's up with that?" "Oh, I just dropped the ball." And then he had taken the glove and threw it on the ground.
Oh, that was Greg that did that.
Not Greg.
Oh, not
the
Greg.
guy.
Not
This
Greg.
other guy. This other guy.
Greg wouldn't do that.
Greg wouldn't do that.
What do you count?
So then all of a sudden we had a conversation about,
Yeah.
why are you throwing a glove on the ground? It's not good for the
Yeah, yeah.
glove. And I started prompting Greg
Yeah.
about this whole idea of when it breaks, who fixes it? And Greg says nobody fixes it. You go out and you buy a new glove.
Wow.
Why don't you buy a new glove when you
Expensive.
can fix a glove?
Right.
They
Right.
are expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah.
okay, what are you getting at, Dad? I said, I'm not getting at anything, but somebody's got to fix the glove when
Right,
it
right.
breaks, right? Yeah, who? How about me? He goes, what do you know about gloves?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about gloves. You're going to teach me.
Right.
Yeah.
So you know about fixing things.
I could
Yeah.
fix some
Yeah.
things, and so he taught me how it's done, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, with a big needle and the lace and all that, pliers. And that's when it started.
Wow.
So we went through all the gloves in the house, of which there were many, and I started fixing them and
Yeah,
making my mistakes on those gloves.
So it's trial and error. kind
Yeah, it
of,
was trial and error. I
It's like a lot of
started to
things.
know what I was
It's like
doing.
our show.
Yeah, how did Greg know how to fix a glove?
Well, a lot of guys just make a repair.
Mhm.
And, you know, it's not necessarily a good repair.
Right.
It just gets the
Right.
glove through that session.
Get through the day.
Yeah.
Through the day, yeah.
Just
So he was even
Retire.
using things like, you know, nylon wire from fishing, and, you know, stuff like that.
Yes.
You know, just get you through so the
Mhm.
glove doesn't go through, the
Yeah,
ball
yeah.
doesn't go through. So I started, and next thing I know, people started saying, I gotta have this glove, you know, we got a game Friday night, or Tuesday night, I got a game. Okay, we'll fix the glove. And then the word started getting out. I was doing a lot of gloves for guys in Cambridge. The younger guys, the Hockey League, and, you know, guys younger than
So they
Greg.
saw the quality of your work.
They
and
started
they
seeing
liked
it.
it pretty
There
much.
was one
Yeah.
guy, he didn't want to do it anymore, and so I kind of like stepped up,
Ah.
and it all
You
of a
kind of
sudden,
pushed him over to the side of the stage and you took over his business.
Much like Lou Gehrig
Yeah.
when Wally Pipp,
Yeah.
you know, was benched, right, years ago, and he had the consecutive game streak. Yeah, I'll tell you about that another time.
All
Sean.
right.
another time.
Yeah, but great. So let me ask you this: what do you think is the biggest advance in safety of gloves over the years? Do you notice anything?
Well, some of the older gloves.
Right, compared to old days, so to speak.
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah, if you want
Oh,
to
we'd
show
love
it.
to see it.
This one.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We have a nice glove to show you.
Okay, this is an older glove,
Oh, I love it. This is so cool.
and
Wow.
I don't know if you can see this, but this is all we had holding this whole glove
Wow.
together.
Is this for the Pee Wee League? This is a small glove.
Yeah,
this
if you
is-
can hold it up to the camera
Yes,
a little
this is,
bit. There we go. Perfect.
Wow.
This is a really old glove.
Wow.
It says Ball Hawk here.
Yeah. What year
Um,
was this made, do you think?
I would say that this was pre-60s.
Wow, nice. Love
But
that
this
stuff.
glove,
Awesome.
this glove was found. It was all beat up. Becky, my wife, can attest to the
Who's
fact
in our
that
audience.
this glove was a mess, and I just restored it.
It
But
looks
this is
great.
coming back to your question.
Yeah.
There wasn't much. There's not much holding this glove together. All right. Then you get a more contemporary glove, which has all this stuff
Right.
going on, and very busy. This glove was moldy. So when I got this
Ah.
glove, it was all white.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and I took all the mold off and then reconditioned it, and now it just feels really nice.
Yeah.
Wow. What about the padding over the years? Was padding?
Well, neither
Increased.
one of these gloves are very padded.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get people saying, well, can you put the padding in? Well, yeah, if I put the padding in, you might have a little tough time getting your hand into the glove.
That's the thing, right,
It's
right,
kinda
just-
Could
thick.
you enlarge the open it up in the back?
Well,
to allow
you can
more?
see,
Yeah. It's kind of.
there are laces that go
Yeah,
through here.
yeah.
These laces here
Yeah.
come around the back, and I
Mhm.
actually lace in, a leather piece in here to give you a little bit more
Mhm.
cushion.
Yeah, yeah.
Coming back to your
Yeah.
question.
Well, any idea, like, when did the hinge start? Because you know what I love looking at old photos? Remember the catcher's mitts? The old
Yeah.
ones? It was almost just like no hinge at all. These old-fashioned catcher's mitts, just a big circle.
I call them the pancake.
The pancake,
Yeah,
it's great.
yeah.
I know we'll eat later. But
You're making me hungry.
but how did they even catch the ball there and be able to, without a
Now,
hinge?
some of these gloves had something that they call the educated hinge. Educated.
I get yeah.
And that was hinged right
Is that
here.
a gentleman by the name of Ed that came up with that?
Yeah, his
Yeah.
name was Ed U.
Right.
It's like Dr. Maladjusted
Yeah,
we
yeah,
had. the show.
yeah, yeah.
Now, Becky knows this.
Yeah.
When her father played ball, and
Yeah.
he had the potential to move on. and
Wow.
I think what happened was the war got in the way, right?
Wow, wow.
And he didn't go on beyond that.
Mhm.
He used to say that talk about padding.
Yeah.
He played with no glove. originally
Wow.
played with no
Is that like
glove.
playing hockey without a helmet? Actually,
Well, they did
much
that for
harder.
quite a while, we're
Yeah,
masked.
they did that a
But
lot.
what position did he play? Do you remember?
Catcher.
It's okay, yell it out. Come on.
Catcher?
Catcher. Well, so wait, he played catcher with a regular baseball, right?
With no glove.
With no
no
glove.
glove.
Now
That
that's
just
tough.
sounds impossible.
Yeah,
Ever
and
play
you-
handball?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
nobody's
I mean-
throwing at me 100
I mean,
miles an hour.
handball, you're hitting that ball, and that
Yeah.
thing's-
You won't even
that's-
leave your hotel in the
right?
Dominican, and he's catching a ball in his bare
That's
hands.
true. If I don't get my daily hand massage, I pretty much am not myself.
You got soft hands, been counting money all your life.
Yeah, so imagine, his hands must have looked like
Yeah,
lobster
that's
claws.
amazing. Did he have big hands
Yeah.
though? He must have had,
Yeah.
you know,
I don't think
like
they
huge.
were,
They
they're
weren't-
thick.
They were thick.
Did he
Yeah.
catch with
Yeah.
both bare hands?
I wasn't
You
around.
know, but that's unbelievable
I
though.
bet he was probably a prize fighter too.
Yeah.
I mean, sounds like he has some
Yeah.
really strong hands.
Jeez, can you imagine? So did he finally get a glove eventually?
Well, I think he got a glove, but I never got it. I
Yeah.
don't know where it is.
Wow, that's something.
That's a glove I would love to have.
That's a tough
Yeah.
guy.
So I did have a nice experience with another glove that happened to be molded. It was my son Greg, the same Greg. It's his. It was his father-in-law's glove,
Yeah.
and that glove was molded, and I did that glove over, and and it was it was wet, and it was heavy,
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
this stuff. Why is this glove so heavy? Well, every time he used it, he used to put Vaseline on it.
Ah.
So after so many applications of Vaseline, the glove was really
Wow.
heavy, and I had to clean it and clean it and clean it.
Well, that was one of the questions I had. Like for a youngster who just bought their first baseball glove and they want to break it in, like my father would teach me to put a ball in it, then you wrap it up and maybe oil it. But how would you break in a new glove for somebody? Like,
Well, the same way.
yeah,
The new gloves can be. Some of them are already.
they're already
pre-broken
broken. Yeah,
in.
there's so much to them now. Yeah,
The Nakona company,
Nakona.
American gloves.
Mhm.
They make a really nice glove, and it's soft.
Mhm.
And that's the big selling thing. It's soft, pre-broken.
You don't
in.
need to.
Yeah, they're very expensive. Very nice gloves, but there's a trade-off, and the trade-off is because it's softer, it doesn't hold up as long.
See, exactly.
So I get it in the corner, and it's like, what's up with this? It's not that old, but it's worn
Mhm.
out.
How much does a brand new Major League Baseball glove cost, approximately,
Oof.
if you know?
The most expensive glove
Pretty
I
lot.
fixed
Yeah.
was $500,
Uh-huh.
and that was it was a college student around here,
Yeah.
and he's giving me a $500 glove. I
Yeah.
said, Whoa,
Wow.
whoa, there's $500 for this
Yeah,
thing. That's
yeah.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
More like a couple hundred,
Yeah.
1 to 200. A lot of
In the
people
major
buy-
leagues as well?
In the
That's-
major
yeah.
leagues, I would think that they're all $500.
They got to be. There's a lot of branding going on, different color gloves.
The names,
and-
the names
yeah.
are
Right.
sewn into
Right.
the glove,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Those guys don't come to me though.
Not yet.
No.
But after this show, after the airing of this show, they're going to
Well,
be lining up.
Do you mind if I do
Right.
one more question?
I would love you to do as many as you have.
I was just reading about it. Well, remember Greg Harris with the Red Sox? He was an ambidextrous pitcher. He had a glove that could fit on both hands at the same time. And there was one with the Oakland A's a few years ago. So a lefty would come up, and he'd have the glove. The left had a glove to throw to throw opposite, to throw to the lefty, and vice versa. So then a right-handed hitter would come up and he'd take the same glove, switch hands, and throw with it.
I thought you were going to talk about those guys that they have one arm. And
Jim Abbott,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're doing both. And
That's
then they
amazing,
take it,
too.
they tuck it under,
Yeah.
and
That's
that
so
kind
incredible.
of
That
amazing.
too.
Yeah.
It really is
Dedication
amazing.
to the game.
It really, and it shows really the world what you can really do with limitations.
Yeah.
I mean, the achievements that you see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's been. I have to say that the best part is what it's become.
Mm-hmm.
It started out as fix the glove because it's broken.
Yeah.
The laces are broken, especially the ones around the whip. Where you don't want the ball to go through and hurt.
You
get hurt,
see
right?
that a lot
Yeah.
once in a while when
Yeah.
you're watching a major league
But
game.
it then evolved, and the evolution was that people would say, "This was my glove when I was a kid, 35 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
This was my father's glove." Becky and I saw one case where the woman gave me her husband's glove. He's 72 years old. This was his glove when he was 12.
Yeah.
See, that's great
Yeah.
to pass it on.
It's a sentimental value.
and it was
It's
just,
amazing.
I fixed the glove, and I was very careful and did it very methodically. Gave them the glove back, the two of them are ready to start balling.
See? Well, because it's tied into the whole sentimental value.
Yeah.
and it's
But you're
just-
talking about what's the name of the glove that's already broken in that isn't
Yeah, no,
doesn't
this
last
is-
that
this-
long?
This is a glove that
It's a
just
glove.
meant everything to
Yeah.
these people. And the remark is something like, I haven't seen that glove look like that in 60 years.
See?
Wow.
Or 30 years.
That's quite a compliment.
A 30-year-old glove shows up all the time.
Yeah.
But a 2-year-old glove shows up too.
Yeah.
What's up with this glove? Oh, I just got it I got this glove last season. You got this glove last season and it looks like that? It's already
How they
broken?
treat
That's a hard
it.
play.
They leave it out in the rain. What you know?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, the line I get is, well, those catches, they're really burning them in. I go, how fast are they burning them in?
Yeah.
How fast is a 14-year-old burning that
Right.
ball in? So what are you going to do with this glove? Why don't you call the company and tell them this glove failed at the end of one season?
Yeah.
Why are you hiring me to fix this glove?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have time. I need the glove. I'll fix the glove, but I think they owe you a glove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you could
one
offer a
season.
helpline service and make that phone call for this
There you
gentleman
go.
at a small
Hold
church.
on, I'll make the call right
There's
now.
a lot you can do. Believe me.
$10 and I'll take care of the whole thing.
Believe me.
Maybe 20.
Yeah, maybe I'll pay him $10.
Did you ever watch I don't know if this is about all, but you watch a baseball like Field of Dreams or something? You're watching
Oh,
a movie,
yeah.
and then you're sort of looking at the time period of the movie and looking at the glove. Does anything stand
There's a
out?
little bit of that.
Yeah.
But what happens a lot, and I think Becky can attest to this, I'll watch a game now,
Yeah.
okay? And somebody's pitching, I go, oh, Becky, that glove would be hell to fix.
Yeah.
Of course, no one's
Yeah.
ever going to fix that glove because these guys get a new one every season.
Oh,
Unless
right.
the Pedroia, I think, has got a really old glove.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. These play.
Yeah.
It's like they're binky.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So sometimes I say, oh, God, that would be really tough fixing that glove.
Yeah.
Especially the ones that have the lattice work up at the top. It
Yep.
goes a lot like this.
Do you have something with the lattice work?
I don't
or
have
something?
one
Yeah, I
of
know what you
those
mean.
with
The
me
patchwork
today,
thing.
yeah.
Since we have 1 minute
We've got
to
a
go,
minute left. Go
I
ahead.
want to ask
minute,
one
I
quick
just got
question.
here.
I
I
know.
know,
These
it's-
things go
Boy,
quickly.
It goes fast.
In 30 seconds or less, what is your favorite baseball movie of all time?
Oh, I like the one with the women.
Oh, League of Their Own.
League of Their Own.
League of Their Own.
That was
Wonderful
a great
film.
movie.
Yeah, I like that film.
Yeah. My favorite line from that movie, by the way,
Yeah.
John Lovitz is in the movie, I think,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And he's sort of one of these kind of like a little bit of a snake oil salesman, and he's trying to help recruit some of the girls. And the girls, they don't want to go on the train, and so he says to the girl, he goes, "The way it works is you get on the train and it moves."
I remember that.
That was a great.
Well, that's a bit more
Tom
money,
Hanks-
wouldn't it? Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
great.
what a great cast.
But a 15 seconds or 20 seconds left. We'd love to have you back on to talk about your other business at some point, which is making metal miniatures.
My father did that.
Your father did that,
Yeah.
but I'd like to hear more about that because
Yeah.
I'm always trying to make
Yeah.
Larry into a miniature at some point.
Can I just say one thing about that?
Yes, quickly.
Like 2 seconds?